Wave race.
Select your watercraft, please. Welcome to Dolphin Park. Warm-up time. Follow that dolphin. To start racing, select Start the Race from the pause screen menu. Press up and down on the control stick to lean the rider forward and back. Welcome to Sunny Beach.
Get ready for the first race. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. Good. Everybody's behind you. Good. Nice. Maximum power. That's a lap record. 7 points. Great race. Move on to the next round.
Welcome to Sunset Bay.
Start your engine. 3, 2, 1, go! Good. Okay. Wow, you left everybody behind. Maximum power. That's the last record. Final lap. Keep it up. Bonsai! You finished first and got 7 points. Great race. Move on to the next round.
Welcome to Drake Lake.
Watch the signal. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. Good. Everybody's behind you. Okay. Good. Maximum power. That's a lap record. You're about 6 seconds ahead. Final lap. Keep it up. You're about 6 seconds ahead. Don't sweat it. Oh! You did it! You finished first and got 7 points. Great race. Move on to the next round.
Welcome to Marine Fortress.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. to the next round.
Welcome to Port Blue.
Have a good race. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. You left everybody behind. Okay. Maximum power. No problem. Let's go. Okay. Moving up. Okay. Good. Good. Maximum power. Final lap. Keep it up. Let's go! Go! You did it! You finished first and got 7 points. Great race! Move on to the next round.
Welcome to Southern Island.
This is the final round. Good luck. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. Good. Wow, you left everybody behind. Good. Nice. Maximum power. the champion! Congratulations! You get to move up to the next class!
Yeah.